The Master of the
Okay.
Universe is back on, and my God, it looks terrible. It looks absolutely awful. Exclusive. The long in development Master of the Universe reimagining from Mattel looks to be gaining some momentum as sources tell Deadline that Travis Knight is in final negotiations to direct. Insiders say his deal has not closed and the other elements on the project are still coming together, but all signs are pointing to Knight being the top choice. Chris Butler will rewrite the script from an initial draft written by David Callahan and Aaron and Adam Nee. Amazon and MGM Studios, you know, those people with that awful woke agenda at the moment, DEI crap, are in final negotiations for the rights to the project. So it's going to be a woke mess. With Mattel's Robbie Brenner and escape artist Todd Black and Jason Blumenthal producing. Amazon and MGM had no comment. Knight is the president of the and CEO of Laker, the Portland-based animation studio best known for hit stop-motion films, including Coraline and Missing Link. So that's quite cool, to be fair. Although his focus has still been on animation in recent years. He helmed the 2016 Toon feature Kubo and the Two Strings. That was quite good, actually. Knight made his first big splash in the live-action arena with Transformers spin-off Bumblebee. People actually quite like that. The pick not only received some of the best reviews of the franchise, but Knight delivered a film under the typical budget of a Transformers pick, something every major studio took notice of. Yes, because he clearly had a plan. There you go. I mean, here, look. This film is based on the popular 1980s cartoon series, and this iteration revolves around a 9-year-old Prince Adam crashing to Earth. Should be set on Earth, not Eternia. In a spaceship.
We're going back to this one again?
And being separated from his magical sword, the only link to his home on Eternia. After tracking it down, almost 2 decades later, Adam is whisked back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. But to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam first will need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man. The story sounds wank, but the director sounds good. I liked Kubo and the Two Strings, not going to lie. And I know lots of people like Bumblebee. What do you think about this breaking news?
Oh, fuck.
9-year-old set on Earth. Yay. You're not keen?
Look, I'm not saying the things that Travis has worked on are bad. He just hasn't worked on much.
This is
okay. True. Bumblebee is the one thing that kind of goes, okay, maybe there's something to this. And then you tell me that they're going with this. This is a version of the story that's been bouncing around from time to time. This is what I refer to as the cheap version, right? Basically, this is what happened to the Masters of the Universe movie in the 80s. Is the less money they had to spend on the movie, the more and more it took place in dump water, middle of nowhere America. Because even though the story was initially supposed to take place of like majority on Eternia, and then it was like half on Eternia, and then it became a third of Eternia, then like 10 minutes on Eternia. Like, that's what this is sounding like. And this almost sounds like the sequel to that movie more so, which was going to be He-Man sent back to Earth, losing his memory, and Skeletor getting back there before he does and taking on human form, which is actually the same story that they reused for the Captain America movie from the 90s. Like, this just stinks. Something doesn't, like, I'm sorry, we live in a day and age where we should be able to get a He-Man movie that looks like the damn toys in the old cartoon. And as far as the story, Andre and I have said time and time again, all you got to do is take that 2000 series, make that a movie. It's not that hard. Everything you need is right there. All the background of the characters, the drama is there. It's taken seriously, right? Everybody wants to turn He-Man into a gay joke. I'm sick of it. And
someone else who is not a gay joke.
I was about to tell you, I did send the link to somebody who may have something to say about this.
I think this sounds terrible, but the director's good. Come on, Andre.
Yeah, well, greetings. First, thanks for having me. Well, here's the thing, because you've all read the story. You have all read the plot synopsis. Here is what to keep in mind. The plot synopsis is for the previous iteration of the movie, pre this director coming in. Now,
Yeah.
Mr. H, remember when we had this conversation the last time this happened? Because
Yeah.
I remember when I pointed out, look very carefully what they're saying here. They're saying that this story takes place on Earth, because they didn't say it outright, but that was the implication of the previous synopsis they were working on. And this is confirmed right here, that now they have cut it again. It's back to the 1980s movie, where to cheapen the budget, a big chunk of it takes place on Earth. This time, they found a new way to fuck with the mythology, because in the canon, it is actually He-Man's mother that comes from Earth in a spaceship. And she's caught up in like a time warp or a wormhole or something like that, and she crash lands on Eternia, where she marries Prince Randor, and the offspring between the two is then Prince Adam, the firstborn legit son of the king, not the firstborn son. That would be Keldor, eventually Skeletor, but he's blue because he's the offspring, he's the illegitimate offspring of Randor and a Gar mistress. That's the name of the blue people. You know, Trap
You mean
Jock is
Randor's
also
father? You mean Randor's father? Sorry,
Randor's father. Yes,
Yeah.
Randor's father.
Randor and
yeah.
Keldor are brothers. That's
Exactly. They are brothers. But anyway, so yeah, I got confused there. But yeah, anyway, Adam is the only child. He's not the only child, but he's the firstborn son of Randor and Princess Marlena, a native of Earth. Here they have twisted that. So now he is trapped on Earth, and he's going to spend his formative years on Earth, and then he's going to be a fish out of the water when he comes back to Eternia later on in the movie. So, and this is what is so unbelievable to me. As I'm sure I only heard part of what Tom was saying, but I can imagine he probably said, just look at the 3 first episodes of the 2002 series. Everything you need is right there. And that is exactly true. It really is that simple. The 3 first episodes of the 2002 series, all 3 called In the Beginning, parts 1, 2, and 3. That's all the template any live-action He-Man movie needs. Everything you need is right there. Just ignore everything else, treat that as the source material, and you're good. This is doomed to fail. But just one final thing. I agree with you. The director is fantastic. With this director, he reworks it, throws out this script. We might be having something here.
How about let me throw some cold water on that blanket.
We know what you're going to say.
Okay. Chris Butler is the new writer that's being repurposing this script that you don't seem to enjoy. He is known for a terrible flop, losing over $100 million on a film in 2019 where he was both writer and director called Missing Link. If that's the kind of writing that we are to expect from him on this, I have little to no hope.
They don't need to do an origin. Why are they doing an origin? You don't need to do an origin of this. We've just had, like, kids have just been inundated with He-Man recently. We don't need an origin. Just give us just a standalone story in Eternia. Like, I don't understand.
Agree and disagree to a point. Like, He-Man has not been treated like, look, the 2000s was the last time you had a decent He-Man series. Even the new one doesn't really cover new ground. It's just destroying it. And then that other CGI series was a revamp completely. Like,
that was a weird thing.
It has more in common with Power Rangers than it does with He-Man, in my opinion, from what I saw. But there are fans of it, and I'm not bitching at it. I'm just saying it's different. As far as like classic old school He-Man, it has never been depicted on screen. Right? We can all agree that the Dolph Lundgren movie has more in common with Conan than it does with He-Man. At the end of the day, it is not even really a He-Man movie in name only. It's fun sword and sorcery movie, but that's not He-Man. There's no Cringer.
Actually, it's something else even more than it's Conan. It's not so much Conan as it is Jack Kirby's
there you go.
Gods.
New
That's
Gods,
what
yes.
it is.
Yeah.
It's not so much Conan in that one. It's New Gods.
I just let's get our heads out of our asses for a minute anyway. it doesn't matter who's on it, and it doesn't matter who's writing it, because I'm sure you guys have read the DEI agenda nonsense from Amazon. I did a live stream on it.
That's what I thought you culture was
insane.
going to say, to throw a bucket of water all of us. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, I mean anything coming out of Amazon, but again, you know, this is going to be a nightmare. Sorry, it just will
again be. But those DEI agendas are going to make it even worse.
Yeah.
Prince Adam. Look.
What's the purpose of taking the power sword away from Adam?
Oh, fucking no idea.
I mean, honestly,
no idea.
Be cheap. Look, everything in this that I see up front is to be cheap, and that was it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry, carry on, Tom. Carry on.
I was just going to say, as I said before, it kind of reflects more so what they were going to do with the sequel to the original Masters of the Universe, and everything about that was to make it cheaper. Put it on Earth. He-Man forgets who he is. Skeletor looks human through most of the movie. All of those things that I just said are there for no other purpose than to make the movie a hell of a lot cheaper to make. That's it. And that's why this movie's been passed around and passed around and passed around. And it already has like a probably $50 to $100 million budget still attached to it, because I can't remember how much Amazon had to fork out just to get this. Because it's been in turnaround for the last 20 years now.
Netflix were developing something for like 60.
Sony and Netflix had it last, yeah.
Which is just crazy, absolute madness.
This 38 or 40 or something like that on it, something like that already.
Yeah. This will be crap. This will be crap.
Sure.
I don't have faith currently in what Amazon's pushing now. The stuff which was released pre-Amazon's DEI nonsense is established, right? That the products which aren't, full of woke crap, which were released before all this DEI stuff came into, the stuff that they're promoting as a playbook anyway, that's established. They can't really break that mold now because it's an established series. They have to keep going with it. But new stuff, all new stuff, I would be very, very wary of with Amazon now. But based on that website that I spent an excruciating hour and a half reading.
Well, Andre was going to say something else too. I don't know what it was, but yeah.
I lost my train of thought, so I don't recall right now what it was.
Well, it was when I was getting into things being cheap, so I don't know what.
Oh yes, I remember. Thank you. The reason they would lose the power sword is because now the power sword is a MacGuffin.
Oh God, yeah, that's true.
Oh, it's a McMuffin.
Absolutely.
I like McMuffins. I'm hungry.
Yeah, now you could get to eat the power sword. Perfect.
Great.
Do something with like your iron levels.
That's how he's going to meet his. He's going to meet his contemporaries, and he's going to meet Teela. Teela will be a human.
Teela is going to be the one showing him the ropes and treating him like an idiot because he isn't human already. So he's going to learn from girl boss Teela.
It writes itself. Oh, Teela, help me find my power sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Skeletor and the rest of his crew will be dumb except for Evil Lyn.
Of course.
And,
but is there going to be an Evil Lyn sex scene in this one?
I hope so.
That depends on who they have having her. Like, playing her. Would you depend? Yeah, like if they get like Rosie McDonald or something, would you?
I'll do you one better. They'll have an old relationship between the sorceress and Evil Lyn, and that's what made her go evil.
Yeah.
Quite possible.
Maybe.
Quite possible.
Maybe.
Well, there you go. Terrible breaking news. Anything to close on this, guys? We've got to move on.
Boo.
Stick with the Play-On Blu-rays of the original series and the 2002 series, and you're good. And just let He-Man be in the past. Just have what you don't need any new iterations because they're going to be terrible.
You know who they should get to play He-Man?
Do share.
Bloody Zac Efron.
I've been saying that ever since I saw him.
Yeah, because
just don't waste him. He'd be good.
Yeah. Ironclaw, yeah. Anyway, there you go.
I said he looks just like the toy.
He does. He does.
Especially with that hairpiece he was wearing. That's
got crazy. A super chat from Mexican Iron Man. Super chat from Mexican Iron Man for $4.99 says Prince Adam will go back to Earth to San Francisco and start his gender identity journey as a female, then discover the power to transition.
Don't give him ideas.
ideas.
They'll make him gay. Yes, they will. As
Oh
I
my
said,
God.
they've been trying to gay code him hardcore because they think he's gay coded already. That's
Well,
going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Olaf
Hot
super chatted
paint.
$1 and says, so Prince Adam needs to discover that he's gay.
Wow.
This is just, yeah, this is what it's going to be.
That's the power.
Legitimately, this is what it's going to be. My God.